Dr. Doom knows a little something about the number 4, so for episode 444, he brought with him today one of the greatest 4-player games of all time, Warlords for your Atari 2600, featuring one of the coolest guys ever, cover art Warlords Dude. So let's go ahead and take Warlords and the cover art Warlords Dude, pop it in my Atari 7800 Pro system, and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. I'm cool. Warlords was published by Atari and carries a copyright year of 1981. It is based on the 1980 arcade game. The VCS version was programmed by Carla Minitsky. She also programmed the 2600 version of Star Raiders, which I reviewed way back in episode 90. The manual opens with the following. Once long ago in a distant land lived a king named Frederick. He took very good care of his subjects and pretty much let the kingdom run itself. One day King Frederick and his wife, Queen Christina, decided to start a family. To their surprise, Queen Christina soon gave birth to quadruplets, 4 healthy sons, all at once. The king and queen were overwhelmed. The years passed quickly. Frederick's sons, Dominic, Marcus, Philippe, and Restivo, grew to be strong young men, but they were nothing like their kind and peaceful father. They were just the opposite. The 4 sons of King Frederick fought constantly over anything and everything. Their fighting was so fierce that even the normally unconcerned Frederick became concerned. Left to his violent and competitive sons, his peaceful kingdom could very well be destroyed after he was gone, or perhaps even sooner. The solution King Frederick decided upon was drastic, but he knew it had to be. Dominic, Marcus, Philippe, and Restivo were banished from their homeland and sent far away to a forbidden land. There they became warlords, dividing their newly acquired territory into 4 equal sections, which incidentally was the first and last thing they ever agreed upon. They then took to building their own castles, after which battling resumed and never ended. They stopped catapulting fireballs and lightning balls at one another only long enough to rebuild their damaged and war-torn castles. After repairs were made, the fighting always began again with renewed ferocity. So King Frederick's warlords have been battling for many centuries, and now it's up to you to carry on their long-standing feud. Dominic, Marcus, Philippe, and Restivo have been locked inside this game program. They've stored up enough fireballs and lightning balls so that they will never run out, and neither will you. They can hardly wait to do battle, so good luck. You're in for some fierce competition. Warlords the game is fairly straightforward. You move your shield with the paddle to deflect the ball. In some game versions, you can catch the ball by holding down the button when it touches you, and you release it by letting go of the button. A player leaves a round when their castle inside their wall is touched by the ball. The last person standing gets a point. The first person to 5 points wins the game. The game offers a total of 23 variations, which can include 1, 2, 3, or 4-player games, 2-player double games where both players control 2 shields at once, easier children's variations where you can catch the ball and others where they only ricochet off your shield, and variations where the ball either moves fast or slow. Graphically speaking, this is a really basic looking game, and the sounds, while effective, are also pretty basic. Family friendly wise, the game would most likely get an E for everyone rating if it was released today. At the time I researched on eBay, including shipping, loose copies were going for $4 to $6, complete copies were going for $5 to $12, and new copies were selling for $20 to $27. So what do I think of Warlords? It's simple, it's effective, and it's fun. Now, to be clear, this is more enjoyable as a multiplayer game and might be the greatest 4-player game of all time, if not one of the best, but I still enjoyed it, even reviewing it as a single-player title. Now, I do wish it had more difficulty settings for the single-player games, and sometimes it can be hard to see the ball at the very top and bottom of the playfield, but it controls very well, and is still just plain fun to play. So where am I going to rank Warlords? First, a reminder, I rank games based on how much I enjoy them playing as a single player. If I were to rank this game based on being a multiplayer game, it would be higher. But even as a single player game, it's still going to rank at the upper end of my rankings. In this case, it's going to be close to another fun paddle game, Circus Atari, at 23. And since I like Circus Atari just a smidgen more as a single player game, Warlords is going to be ranked just under it. So out of the 159 games I've now ranked on the 2600, Warlords is bursting through the wall at the 24 position. Warlords is one of the greatest retro multiplayer games of all time, but it's still enjoyable playing solo as well. At least least that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please click like and subscribe and follow me on the Facebook and the Twitter. I'm also a member of the Retro Junkies Network. At this time, I'd like to thank all of my extraordinary Patreon supporters, including Rob from the Turtle Flakes podcast. Cowabunga, Rob. You too can support the show as well as gain access to exclusive content and be able to vote on future games I review by signing up at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer, starting at $1 a month. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care and guard your castle.